Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. March 10th. Happy Monday to everyone that is joining us here today. We're getting the camera situated. We have some people in the studio over the weekend. Welcome. Is X live? Is anyone watching this on X? I couldn't log on to X all morning.
X is live, yeah. You know, I had problems logging into. I think they had some sort of technical issue.
Yep. Anyone on X? I see a lot of people on YouTube. If you're on X, leave a comment. Let's see if we're live. We got Armin Clark here, Yo-Yo, Edgar, Jayhawk.
What's up, babies?
And we'll see if we're good on X. What up, Jayhawk? How you doing? Welcome, guys. Happy Monday. We're going to take a look at the crypto markets. We do have some people on X. Okay, Donnie's on. Donnie's on X. We got one guy on X. That's good. I couldn't log in. I couldn't tweet. I couldn't do anything. Okay, we have some people on X, so it looks like it's back up and running, which is good. A lot of people, yo. All right, squad's here. Numero, what's up, legend? Sophia, how you doing, Sophia? Sophia Levac. Sophia, where are you from? Where do you think Sophia Levac is from?
Sophia, we know a lot of Sophias, don't we?
We do tend to know a lot of Sophias.
Yeah.
You know, it's a common name in 2025.
Leva.
Let's get into it. I'm going to get the pain out of the way first. I have to share my screen. Oh,
There's
Captain.
a lot of pain.
Let's just get through the pain first together, guys, and then we'll get through the rest. So, logged on today and Bitcoin. What up, Zomi? What did I say, Zomi? 79,000 ZOMG. Oh, he said, oh my God, I'm poor now. She's a man from India. Okay. $79,800 Bitcoin. We're down 11% on the week. Rodney.
Yep.
Wasn't the strategic reserve supposed to save us? Wasn't it supposed to make us rich? What's going on?
Yeah, no. So, yes. So, what's going on right now, pretty much, and people need to understand this, is like everything that was kind of in the way to stop the cryptocurrency markets from pumping is out of the way. The issue is everything that's going on geopolitically and everything that's going on economically. Those are the big hurdles. Crypto is a risky asset. No one's going to be aping into crypto right now. You know, Wall Street, big money is not really looking to, go all in on the market just yet because there could be some more short-term pain. Even though Trump's promising us like long-term gains and long-term prosperity, we got to see it first. We're kind of in a weird spot right now,
Yeah, and this is actually, I mean, when you look at this chart, what took place on the year, it's surprising, but this is actually where we thought we were going the entire time, right? Now, I don't want to say that we predicted this perfectly because there was a moment in January where I was like, wait, Donald Trump's about to fucking talk about crypto at the inauguration. Like, we're going to gigasend. But when we went from 64K to 80K, I was like, we should probably pull back. When we went from 64K to 100K, I thought that we should definitely pull back. So this is that pullback. A lot of people are getting shaken out. And, I think that this is where we need to be before we have our next leg up when you're just looking at crypto in its history. But I think Rodney makes a good point, right? First off, we should say, haven't sold any. Even when we had a pump last week, didn't sell any. Even on this market correction, didn't sell any. This is kind of just what takes place in a bull run. I think a lot of people think of a bull run from 2018 until 2021.
Yeah.
They just think it's a straight line.
No.
Everyone made money. But you have to remember, it's straight up. You drop down 60%. You go back up. You take another 30% correction. It's just the name of the game. So no fear here. I think you have a good point, though, that everything in the White House administration is going perfectly, right? It's going.
I think it is.
It's much better than it was 4 years ago. I'll tell you that much. When Joe Biden took office and Gary Gensler and all the lawsuits and trying to stifle the cryptocurrency.
Well, he took office 2020, right? And then 2021 was the top of the bull market. So you got to give him credit for that too.
Who, Joe Biden?
Yeah.
I guess. I think it's just the natural cycles. Like I think that Donald Trump, what he's doing in his administration is really good long term.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think if Kamala would have won or Trump would have won, we still would have had a bull run this year.
For sure, yeah. I don't think the potential would have been as high, and we sure as hell wouldn't have had all the great crypto minds meeting with Donald Trump. We wouldn't have had that. It's funny because when that, obviously the White House summit went down this weekend, I think a lot of people thought there was going to be some things announced that we didn't already know, and it turned out everything that was announced is something we already knew, and it just seemed like a big glock fest. Like, oh my God, thank you, Mr. Trump. Oh my God. But I guarantee there's a lot of conversations that were had behind the scenes that we're not privy to that will probably send the market pretty high.
Yeah, pull this up. I want to start with some bullish news. I didn't want to get into the pain right away. But the fact that Donald Trump signed an executive order for a strategic reserve in America is bullish. A lot of people were up in arms saying, oh my God, I can't believe they're not going to buy any Bitcoin.
Yeah.
They're just storing 200,000 Bitcoin. How much is it worth? 17. How much is our strategic reserve worth right now?
It's worth quite
billions, right?
It's about, I think it's like 200 billion, just under 200 billion, about $200 billion.
Is it? It's 200,000 coins. We're going to find it.
I might be tripping.
I think it's 200,000 coins. We'll just.
It might be like 20 billion, something like that.
Let me just do the math right now.
It's 198,000 Bitcoin. That's what it is.
Okay, so let's just do the quick math. Ready? Let's just say I'm going to round up 200,000 Bitcoin. What are we at today? We're at 85,000 when it happened. We'll do 80,000. It is worth 1.6 E10. Turn your phone to the side.
It's in the billions. We'll say that. And China's actually right behind us when it comes to seize Bitcoins. We're not the only one that has Bitcoin.
200,000 Bitcoin times 80,000 today is worth 16. Yeah. So I thought it was 17 million. That was the number that we saw. So we own 17 billion. And the cool part about this though, is that they said that they're never going to sell it. It's a digital Fort Knox. And although people weren't really happy with the fact that we aren't going to be buying cryptocurrency, right, as of now, because of taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Same thing with digital asset, the stockpile, right? XRP, Cardano, Solana, it's probably going to come from Seize Bitcoin as well. When you read their full press release, they said a lot of great things about Bitcoin. They talked about Bitcoin being the first currency, the fact that it's digital gold, the fact that we're so early to this new technology and we want to be one of the first to get a head start having a strategic reserve. So regardless, I don't know. I'm looking at it long term.
Yeah.
I think if you're in crypto, like, hey, I'm putting money in on March 1st because they're going to sign a strategic reserve and I'm going to sell on March 9th to make some money, you're probably bearish because the price went down. But if you're looking at it like, oh, I bought Bitcoin in 2017 and I plan on never selling my Bitcoin, this is obviously long-term bullish, in my opinion. Short-term, I think we need to get into, why the markets are not responding as positively, because it really has nothing to do with crypto, in my opinion.
Nothing to do
with
with
everything geopolitical. It's that one word that we have banned the T word from this show. You know the T word?
Trans? What was it?
I don't want to say it. I think it's a 6-letter T word.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Tariff.
Tariff. Oh, yeah, tariff.
Guys, there are no more tariff. We can't say the word tariff on this show anymore. But I think a lot of it has to do with tariffs. But good news. Yeah. Didn't we get Trudeau out? Is he out?
Trudeau's out.
He's out officially?
Yeah, you want me to cover that first?
I want to get right into that. We need, guys, it's a tough show to cover cryptocurrency prices. Yeah. We're going to get into the good news, which is Justin Trudeau and how he talks like a politician. Gay. He's finally out.
Yeah. So if you want to pull my screen here. So Mark Carney to replace Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister of Canada. That's Mark Carney. I'm going to go and minimize this. And
looks like a nice Jewish guy.
Yeah. But this is like what we have to pay attention to, because this is what Mark Carney said, and he does not give. I mean, all the politicians really running for or that are in Canada don't fuck with the U.S. right now. So this is what he said.
The Canadian government has rightly retaliated and is rightly retaliating with our own tariffs that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impact here in Canada. And my government will keep our tariffs on until the Americans show us respect.
Ooh, they like it. Fuck.
Yeah, so obviously that's bad, because it shows these other countries not really bending the knee.
Fuck.
And the thing about Mexico too, because Mexico's obviously Mexico, Canada, and China were putting tariffs on these motherfuckers. Biggest trading partner, right? Mexico is pretty much run by the cartel, so I don't think they're in a sticky position. And Canada, I mean, I think China may be the one to suffer the most from this. I think that they're probably taking it the worst, in my opinion. But Canada is not backing down, bro. Our little top hat, the 51st state, is not.
We were not expecting that. Mark, dude, we're the USA. You got to bend the knee, Mark. Bend the knee. But it is actually kind of, the Canadians are strong people. I love Canadian people. I think some of the nicest people in the world, and they are our partners. But you hear that reaction there from the crowd?
Yeah.
When he says we're not backing down, crowd goes crazy.
Oh, and even, I remember before Justin Trudeau stepped down, he even talked about this is why we boo their national anthem, because to be honest,
a little disrespectful though, right? A little disrespectful.
Yeah, but Trump is kind of dunking on them, calling them 51st state. That's disrespectful.
It would be good to have them here.
Yeah, but it is.
We welcome.
They're just giving back what they're getting. Trump is really disrespectful. He's polarizing, but we'll see long term if this works. Because the idea is to stop having everything outsourced and have American jobs here, right? We're cutting jobs in the federal government, right? We want more private jobs, private business. We want people to build here, operate here, instead of jumping through all these loops to get parts for cars in Mexico, then go to Canada. It's like, we don't want all that. We want American jobs here. And that's going to be some short-term pain.
I just think, the U.S. and the fans have showed a lot of class, because we have not booed one Canadian national anthem.
I bet you the next time you motherfuckers come here, we're going to boo it.
I think it's whenever we go to a Tampa Bay Lightning game, we should go to a Canadian game.
Dude, X is being stupid again, bro.
Oh, yeah. X is bugging on me right now. Yeah. Are people still on X? Can you guys see this?
I think so, yeah.
But I think what I'm going to do, next time a Canadian team comes to Canada, comes to Tampa to play a hockey game, I'm going to be sitting front row. I'm going to have a sign that says tariffs on maple syrup and I'm going to boo the national anthem.
Maple syrup is like, all right. Jeez, X is not pulling up anything right now. Whatever. We'll go to Instagram for this. I did have some clips from, parts of the White House summit that people kind of wanted to see, because a lot of people thought that Donald Trump didn't give a shit in this, and we'll listen to it.
Follow the rule that every Bitcoin knows very well. Never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not. Who the hell knows, right?
So people saw that and they were like, whoa, what do you mean? Like, who the hell knows? Like, because obviously Trump's an investor, and like, how do you make money investing?
Yeah, if you don't ever sell, I mean, eventually you have to sell it, right? Yeah. You have to sell it. But I say it too, but it is, I mean, theoretically, historically, philosophically, Rodney, if you bought Bitcoin in 2009 and you didn't sell, you'd be very happy, right? But if you bought Bitcoin in 2009 and you sold in 2011, you'd be very upset. So I think it's like a good rule of thumb, but obviously you do have to take a small profit at some point, right? If you invest in Bitcoin today at $80,000, I think we're below $80,000, and it does go to $10 million when Michael Saylor is talking about, right? If his predictions come true, it wouldn't hurt to sell 0.1 Bitcoin for $1 million if you got in early. So it's a good rule of thumb. I like it. But regardless, pull this up. This right here is from the official White House Twitter account. I never thought I would see it today. This is from the official White House Twitter account.
They cut a promo too. We'll play a promo next too.
America will be the Bitcoin superpower of the world. The golden age of America has begun. And it says the establishment of the strategic Bitcoin reserve and United States digital asset stockpile. Executive order, March 6th. We got our guy, David Sachs. We got our guy, Bo Hines, too. Don't know much about him. Young Giga Chad.
Big dick swinging, baby.
I don't know who this guy is.
Bo.
Bro, we are living in a simulation. Look at this.
Got to be.
President Trump is signing an executive order. He's got David Sachs there with a Gulf of America photo behind them signing executive orders. So still good things happening here today. But obviously, what's the take on the White House summit? Was it bullish or bearish?
I think it was, well, people, okay. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out to New England Base Tracker. Says, I bought a whole coin at 15K 2022 at Thanksgiving time. Haven't sold one Satoshi yet. Shout out to New England Base Tracker, man. We like some diamond hands in the chat. Yeah. So
let me ask New England Base Tracker though, are you going to stick to our golden rule? Never sell your Bitcoin, or will there be a time you bought it at $15,000? Is there a price that you might take profits? Let's say your $15,000 turns into $1 million. Will you sell a little bit? Will you at least take out your initial? Tell us your strategy here.
Yeah, I want to hear your strategy. It's interesting. I mean, it went to $110,000, so you probably was like, dang,
10x.
That's not bad. Shout out to fucking New England Base Rate. That's 10x right there, baby. This is the promo they cut. So the thing about the White House summit is that it was a lot of glocking. Oh my God, thank you, Mr. President. Oh my God, a little bit of drama from the Winklevoss twins and Michael Saylor, because you could just tell they're like, man,
really?
Heads. Yeah, I mean they're different, right? And I think people were expecting them to announce like something big, like zero capital gains tax on everything, you know what I mean? And those sorts of things. We just didn't get any new surprises. Let me see. We didn't get a new surprise. Not allowing to repost it. Yeah, X is being weird, guys. So we apologize. X is acting up today. But this is a little promo they cut. I have it on Instagram. I'll look for some more news on Instagram because all my shit's on X. But this is a little promo they cut, which I thought was pretty sweet. Is it playing? No? Oh, my bad.
Digital Asset Summit last year, I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise.
Your administration is moving at tech speed.
We are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stable coins to do that.
Technology is at the foundation of the Trump presidency.
This is truly a historic day, and as a crypto founder, I couldn't be more proud to be part of your administration.
No one in this room could have envisioned this just a couple years ago.
We want to stay at the forefront of everything. This is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal, and you have great support. Thank you all very much.
So I thought that was pretty sweet, right? Like that's, we don't see that often. We've never seen that. And I think you got to look at everything as a whole. We had the greatest crypto minds right now.
Yep.
Leader of the biggest crypto projects in the world are there sitting down with the president. Like no one's ever done that. And I guarantee that other countries will jump on board with that. The only problem now is like, how are we going to acquire this Bitcoin? Are we going to, spend? Because obviously we're trying to cut costs and those sorts of things. So that's my biggest thing. Like, how are we going to, obtain more? Because the government should get more. I mean, I don't know. Some people say, like, this is pretty funny. Like I put this meme up the other day, and if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, and I just like pretty much show memes, and this is like so true. So my bad. Let me share my screen here. And so you look at crypto bros in 2017 compared to 2025, right? Utility coins, fuck banks and government, centralized P2P currency, mining. Now it's like meme coins, banks and governments, please buy, ETF, please, regulation good. And it's true, you know?
It does. 2017 was a bunch of giga chads, and here we are in 2025, you know, a bunch of beta males begging and praising Donald Trump for doing what he does. But I still think we're in a good position. And I think that we will look back on this in a month or 2 months once the markets rebound and be like, wow, I'm glad that I held through these hard times. That's kind of the secret. CZ Binance tweeted it. If you can't hold, you won't be rich. And we found that cycle after cycle after cycle. That's been true for cryptocurrency, especially when it comes to Bitcoin.
Yeah, and another good post by CZ right here, and this is great. It's something we've been preaching forever. Unless you're really in the trenches, he says, it says, Justin, Binance founder CZ says too much money is spent chasing small, quick gains in crypto. Quote, focus on ethical teams that build for the long term. Big money is built slowly with stamina. What you know about stamina, CZ?
Yeah, CZ.
Fucking,
he's right though. You know,
those peak head boy.
And it really all started with the Trump meme coin. That kind of just changed people's perspectives. You know, people weren't really like aping in heavy to meme coins on a daily basis. Their entire portfolios, their entire net worths, rotating tokens. Trump came out, and people saw random people making tens of millions of dollars on a meme coin. So every time that another one came out, Melania, Libra, Dave Portnoy, the list goes on, people were just putting too much money in it. But I think long term, like, I mean, Bitcoin was up over 100+% on the year. How much more do you need, right? How much more do you need?
Yeah.
You don't need the 1000x. Like, it's nice, but you could
sometimes, but like it's very, very rare. It's more rare than people think, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay to, like, CZ has a good approach, you know, buying into a token like Solana, buying into a token like XRP, buying into a SWI, a Bitcoin early on, dollar cost average again, holding long term. It's kind of like buying Apple back in 1999. You know, it's like in holding until 2025. You can have good returns, but I think that we did see a big shift in the market after all the scams and rugs that came out.
For sure. Yeah. Especially on Solana. And I did see that pump fund over the last, like, it hits like daily or monthly revenue low over the past 7 months. So pump fund slowing down. I've been actually starting to like learn how to trade more meme coins and like using, I think it's called Photon. I've been actually like, that's what I did this whole weekend. I just sat down, watched YouTube videos and fucked around with it a little bit. And it's definitely the best way to trade meme coins. But even then, like, you need like an insider advantage. You need to be in the meta. You need to be online all day pretty much. And the thing about with these meme coins is like what really happened is that when Trump made his celebrity token, it kind of just opened the floodgates for other people to launch their shit. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, when that happens, you know, everybody like crypto kind of loses its credibility when you think of like the shit going on the weird side of DeFi, not the big daddies, right? The weird trenches and shit like that. So, you know,
I just saw, like, after I saw that Hayden kid, who by the way, guys, we should remind everyone, he's the one that launched Libra. He still has the $100 million. You know, just everyone, we got to remind people, he still has $100 million.
Yeah.
And he was an idiot. He's like, I think I'm just going to inject it back into the charts. So
retarded.
Yeah. So
because
stupid.
people will still sell.
Retarded. Yeah, it would be dumb and people would just get wrecked again. But after I heard him speaking on CoffeeZilla about how, like, they snipe tokens, they fucking know the contract address early. He had a text saying, like, we're trying to mass extract on this one, fellas. Like, he also said a text, and he called the president of Argentina the N-word.
My nigga. Yeah, that's my nigga or something like that. Yeah. Like, I run these niggas. Yeah.
So after I saw that, I go, okay, like, even though we create content, right? Like, we are behind the game.
Jake would never drop the N-word, by the way.
No, well,
ever.
You have given me the N-word pass.
There's a video, yeah.
Yeah, there is a video.
Take this N-word pass.
He gave me the N-word pass. I would never say it publicly, but I
just private. When I need to get it down, I just write it down. Shout out to Theo Vaughn.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said that. When I need to get it out, I just write it down.
That's funny. But yeah, after I saw that, I was like, okay, there's like insiders. And I think if you're in the trenches, you have like a decent chance, right? Better than someone buying Trump on Coinbase 7 days later.
For
but
sure.
There's insiders who get the contract address at $100,000 market cap.
It's nuts. It's not. You're literally like, if you're not in the shit and you don't know the people launching and you're not in with the meta, like, you'll get wrecked. Like, over the weekend, I started with 10 SOL. I got up to like 15, almost 20 SOL. And then I got down all the way to 8 the next day. So I was like, damn, I was up too. I was up to like 25 SOL and ended up like losing all to 8. And so it's just bad, you know, but I'm trying to get better. But it's all about being on X and being on your computer all day. And once you're in a trade, like, you got to be in that trade for an extended amount of time. So it's pretty fun. You guys make listening to politics very easy because of the flair and fun you add to it. Thanks. Dude, our caffeine just gasses us up the entire stream.
Look at this one. This is interesting.
He's got a big ticket on him because of what he did, mobs and cartels. Yeah, he should just shut up.
Yeah. And
Why
you,
go
you
on-
obviously don't want that, but it's like, dude, I mean, there's like, I lost a lot of money. I know people personally that lost a couple $1 million on Libra. That
Really?
sucks. It's a lot of money. I know multiple people who are like prominent KOLs in the space that lost multiple millions of dollars.
Riggedy wrecked, huh?
Yeah. Art also says, I don't care what anyone says. You guys actually report good news. PCN channel coming soon.
The boys political cruise.
The boys political crypto news. I would like it. I like it a little bit. I think, and I mean, Trump made politics like fun again. You know,
Yeah.
Like, people are talking about it. Gavin Newsom started a podcast. We like it. Oh, Bai's in the chat. Let's see what else we got. Yeah. So are people watching on X? My X is completely frozen.
Mine's frozen too. Yeah, X is just down.
They're probably attacking it. DDoS attack.
There's probably some sort of update going on.
Yeah, because dude, have you seen? Okay, I think I'm back up on X.
Well, yeah, I've seen. So
have you seen Tesla? Like the people that are attacking the Tesla shops?
Yeah. So they're not going after the department. So the mainstream media, especially like CNBC, CNN, they have this big narrative, right? It's called Operation Mockingbird, where the media is giving this one point, and they all go for it. They're all like, it's like copy and paste everywhere because they want to get the message out to people. What's crazy is that they stopped going after Elon Musk for the Department of Government Efficiency. They stopped really targeting that so much because what they're finding is that when they blow that news story up, they're finding out how much shady shit's going on. What they're doing now is attacking Elon Musk and his character.
Really?
I think what was it? Fucking
Starlink,
SpaceX had like 2 failed launches. It blew up, and people were like the mock, like on CNBC. They were like,
at least he's trying.
Exactly. And then they're going after Tesla, and they're like, why don't you just, stick to rocket science and leave the government to us and stuff like that. So they're attacking his character now. They're coming after Elon Musk in a different way. And you're seeing the narrative.
Is he getting paid at all for the Doge work he's doing?
No, his net worth has gone down $100 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
Because people are selling Tesla stock and SpaceX and not buying Teslas.
I think it's because it's because of the market. Because keep in mind, like, we're creating a lot of division in our government right now, and there's like a spending bill coming up, and I think that we can get to the situation where the government isn't like, the government isn't like agreeing on what should. So pretty much the government could shut down, and if it shuts down, they're not going to be able to do the Doge stuff. They're not going to be able to do the ICE raids because it's all all that stuff. So they're going to be able to do all these things, and I think the Democrats want to shut it down to stop the expose, you could say.
It's politics is a very, very wild game. But I think,
it's brutal.
I think most taxpayers, whether you're right or left, right? I really do. I want to call some of my liberal friends too and say, hey, do you agree with what Elon Musk is doing? Because
most Americans do.
Sending $20 million to a Middle Eastern Sesame Street, transgender mices or rats, whatever it was.
Yeah, well, that money's not going to those causes. It's going to other people. That's how they're getting money, and they're getting exposed for that, and they don't like it because there's a lot of people. Why do you think people in Congress, like have these like low salaries but are millionaires or have high net worth? And it's because of that.
For sure, insider trading. There's just it is probably just one of the biggest scams in the world.
Yeah,
being in Congress, they make a lot of money. But yeah, I think that Elon's doing a good job. I do want to call some of my liberal friends and see what they think. I want to see how they feel about Elon Musk and Doge. And hey, they've saved over $100 billion of taxpayer money. Is this good or bad? I want to hear their thoughts. But because of the media, you want us in?
I got one.
Because the fact that he is, working with Donald Trump so closely and they're buddy. They probably hate what he's doing just because he's a Republican. That's just how it works.
Oh yeah. People hate Trump more than they love America. And to be fair, he be talking shit, but people hate Trump more than they love America. The only thing that would bring us together is like a fucking world war right now because we are so divided right now. But I say that, but then I think about history and the civil rights movement. We were divided. Vietnam, we were divided.
Think about the civil rights. Think about this, or not civil rights, Civil War.
Big division.
Think about that. Like, dude, like
literally divided.
Yeah, literally divided and went to war with their own people. So
yeah.
I think that the media does a good job at dividing us, but I think that most people are probably closer than we think, right? Even if you have a conversation like one of my brothers, he lives in Venice. He's very, very liberal, right? Lived in California for 25 years. We agree on a lot of things, right? Like there's certain things, even like gun laws. I'm like, do you think that you should own a gun? If someone comes into your house and has a gun, do you think you should own a gun? They're like, yeah. Abortion. I think that we see.
If you want to kill your baby, murder it, fine. Nuke it.
Transgenders, like women in men's sports.
Who cares?
Or men in women's sports. Like we agree on a lot of things. So the media just does a pretty good job at dividing us. But I think that we're a lot closer than we give ourselves credit for.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people are more on the, like for some issues, like people see it probably as like crazy conservatives. We're not, like abortion. Fine. I don't care. You know, what else do liberal values that I don't think that all government programs are bad. I think that they're good. They're there to rehabilitate people. Some conservatives things I'm not really for, but there's a few key things that I'm like, we're more on the right, you could say, but a lot of regular ass people feel a certain way. It's not like absolute, they don't deal in absolutes. They're kind of more on the spectrum, but there's a small minority that have the loudest mouths. And the thing is, if you're campaigning on men and women's sports, you're fucking stupid. Like me, I kickbox and jiu-jitsu, even coach, it's not fair. The physical advantages for a grown male, it's not fair.
In any sport. In any sport.
Any sport. Yeah, it's not fair.
Let's get through the rest of the crypto markets. We kind of stopped because it's so bad, but $80,000 for Bitcoin, $2,000 for Ethereum, XRP down to 211, BNB at 551, Solana at 122. Dogecoin, what's it at? 24. Wow, it lost $5 billion in market cap size since we last did a stream. Cardano is at 69 cents. Holy shit. We're getting slaughtered, chat.
Yeah, getting wrecked.
Chainlink at $13. I'm pretty sure we saw a $30+ Chainlink earlier this year. HBAR down to 20 cents. Stellar Lumens, 26 cents. Avalanche was up to $50, I believe, at $17. Sui, $2.24. Just the only thing you can say is that we are getting absolutely wrecked. We talked about putting in a good amount of money into Pepe at a $3 billion market cap. We didn't yet, which I'm glad we didn't. 2.6 billion.
Yeah, it's
and we'll take a look at the meme coins as well. So memes also, let's see if we can pull this up. Meme coins. We just went through Pepe. Trump at a $2.1 billion market cap. Bonk. So we now have 4 tokens at a $1 billion market cap, which is pretty wild. Bonk, $800 million market cap. Floki, 589. Dog with hat went from a $5 billion market cap, Rodney, down to a $462 million market cap. XPX is at a $313 million market cap. Bread on Base has fallen below a $300 million market cap. Peanut the Squirrel, Sneck.
Jeez.
I mean, it is a bloodbath. For anyone that's watching out there, it is an absolute bloodbath on altcoins. Bitcoin actually not doing too bad, right? $80,000 Bitcoin is not that bad comparably to where we're at in November, but all the other meme coins, all the other altcoins are getting absolutely slaughtered.
Yeah. It's Bitcoin is obviously the interest in Bitcoin's higher. I don't think that any other ETF is going to have the same effect that the Bitcoin ETF had, because I think Bitcoin, if you think about it, Bitcoin's appeal is it's truly decentralized, deflationary. There's no CEO to do some shady shit, no emails to uncover, no past to look into. You know what I mean? It's just Bitcoin just exists. And, obviously meme coins are the riskiest, right? And, people dump those at a faster rate. But in my opinion, the beauty of crypto is, especially meme coins, is they're going to pump again, and they're going to pump hard. So
I feel like this is the time that you get a runner that comes out in the meme coin space, a new good token, good branding, good narrative that launches kind of in this bloodbath. And when the markets turn around, it just takes the attention, massive exchange listings, massive attention. I'm looking on X. I've seen some tokens that are doing decent, the trenches are somewhat getting revived. They'll pump to $50 million market cap, but we're not really seeing runners like we did back in the day.
No, we're not seeing runners right now. And that's because the market just isn't ready for that right now. It's not prime for it. There's not a bunch of new liquidity coming into the markets. The meme coin mania has kind of died down. And really, we've only seen the meme coin mania really pop when everything else is doing nothing, with the Pepe whole arc, which is a couple months. But besides that, or just a month, besides that, meme coins usually run when the rest of the market's doing well, and the rest of the market's just not doing well right now.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are feeling like you're going through the ringer, you're not alone. But I think that we can say that we're both pretty confident that we will rebound here. Not every meme coin is going to make a massive comeback. Most altcoins will. Bitcoin will. I still think that we have all-time highs in the future. But not every meme coin is going to make a massive comeback. Yeah. I really don't think so. We're going to see the top ones pick up again. We'll probably see one more parabolic leg up this cycle, in my opinion. But a lot of it has to do with what we're going to see here in this next video from Donald Trump.
Oh, okay, let me pull it up. I know you wanted to watch that. Give me 1 second. El Presidente. Yeah, because this is government efficiency news, though. And I'll get into how many people around the world hold Bitcoin, which is not very many. So this is Donald Trump talking about Doge.
He's done is unbelievable. Now, you could then add some, but what about he's found hundreds of billions of dollars worth of fake contracts. And I read them, just a tiny portion of them, the other night. Transgender surgery on mice. hundreds of, I mean, the money they're spending on all of this stuff, the whole thing's a scam. And you'll find ultimately that the money that they sent comes back to a lot of the people that made those deals. Okay, you're going to find out. What he's also done is made people realize how many people should be cut. Because you go in and say, all right, cut 4% of your workforce. He said cut 50%, 60%.
That's
70%.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
When it comes to like federal jobs, they've kind of boomed since 2019. And one of the things, the talking points for, you could say, like I've seen is like, why are we cutting these things that are helping us save the world? It's like, that's like such a service level argument. Like the VA, like you're going to cut half the workers in the VA. It's like, well, the approval rate for VA for veterans was the highest in like 2019. So ever since we've been adding staffing since then, it hasn't been helping. And you can definitely be more efficient. And we know if you work at any company, there's a small amount of workers that do most of the work. Any company, I think it's called a Pareto distribution or something like that, where like you could have 10 people or like 100 people and only 10% actually are the ones doing all the work. Like think about your last job, like your retail job or whatever you do for work. There, some fucking rock stars and some real shit that can't get fired because they haven't slipped up enough. It's like that everywhere. Like there's a few good workers that do most of the work, and everybody else just kind of hangs out and just kind of goes with the flow and collects a paycheck and whatnot, because most of the jobs people are not passionate about. They're just doing it to get by,
Yeah, they put it under the names though, right? Like when you hear U.S. aid, you think, oh, it's a great organization.
Yeah, great.
Oh, we're providing money to all these countries and stuff. But like when you really just
transgender rats,
transgender mice is a little bit wild.
Huh?
A little bit wild. I mean, they went through so many different things, like LGBTQ parades in Ghana, like just wild shit. Like what even agenda are they pushing?
You're
like,
paying for that. You know what I mean?
We're paying for that, right?
Yeah.
And we're how much in debt? $34 trillion.
Yeah.
And we're spending billions, like hundreds of billions of dollars. So
I think some of these people that are fucking collecting this, they don't give a fuck about this country long term. They care about it short term, because one of those things where, it won't affect me, I'll just be dead. A lot of people don't give a shit. They really don't.
And a lot of them don't have kids, So it's like once they get rich and they die, it's over. They don't have kids. They don't have a legacy that they're trying to pass on. Out of all of the shit that we're seeing, this is actually a kind of positive clip here from Donnie J. Let's give it a listen.
All I know is this: we're going to take in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs, and we're going to become so rich, you're not going to know where to spend all that money. I'm telling you, you just watch. We're going to have jobs. We're going to have open factories. It's going to be great.
Please, Trump, we need that. Please make us so rich that we don't know where to spend our money, because right now, me and Ronnie were talking offline about maybe getting a side job at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A. Like,
I actually met somebody doing DoorDash in the elevator today. He's like, hey, I follow you. And he follows me. He was a part of the Byte community, but that was pretty cool.
On the way back the Byte? Which one was Byte? Was it
Byte?
The dog?
Was an ERC-20. It did really well. Went like 60 million, then fucking took a shit. But cool dude.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
You're famous.
Very nice. Yeah, I don't get recognized a lot. One time in Costco, I was a Jesus coin holder, and then now one time, a couple times, but like in the elevator, which is cool. He was super nice.
Most people, that's what you realize. Like when they recognize you, they're very nice. It's like the small select few that are online that are trolls. You can't read it. The KOLs come back.
No, they're gone.
They're definitely not coming back
MIA.
now. If I disappeared, if I took 3 weeks off, and it was like they picked a good time to disappear, though, right? They were here when the money was good. They were making some money.
Yeah.
Markets turn around, do a little stream with Aiden Ross, and then get out of there.
Yeah, absolutely.
That stream was kind of a top signal hindsight, and they're like, it's just getting started. The bull run hasn't started.
Yeah, those motherfuckers.
Which technically we have covered a lot.
Well, those guys are all in. Like the vape cabal, the fucking. I mean, I'm not knocking them. What I'm saying is like you have to understand that, and that's what I understand early. I'm like, okay, there's an insider advantage. Like they're not fucking stupid. They're hanging out. They're all of them. They're fucking like, yeah, bro, fucking let's launch this coin. Let's all get in early. Let's talk about MLG token. Like, yeah, what the fuck ever. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but like people like see that service value and be like, oh my god, like they really give a shit. They don't, and that's fine. That's fine. This is pretty interesting. So check this out. So Cointelegraph says bullish. Less than 4% of the global population holds Bitcoin, with only 3% of adoption potential reach. So you're still early. If you think you're late to crypto, you're still early. Look at North America, 10.7%, which we're based.
Wow, we have the most. Is North America,
South America, 6.6%.
But they don't show Canada in there. Is Canada part of North America?
Yes, Jake.
But why don't they show it? They don't like highlight it at all.
Because fuck them.
Or are they doing it by like?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, they're not. Yeah, the Canada's in there too. Yeah,
Bro, I had no idea how big Canada is. That's a massive ask. It's much bigger than the United States. Much bigger. Maybe even like 2 times the size.
Yeah, but all the population's like right here.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so cold up here.
I didn't know it was that close to. Is that Greenland up there?
I think this is right.
Are we still buying Greenland? What's the latest on that?
I think so. But Denmark owns it technically, and they don't want to sell it. And the thing is, like,
How does Denmark own that? Like, how did that get passed?
there was some shit. I watched something on that. There was some old deal they did. It's old. It's very, very old. But obviously, we want Greenland for strategic purposes, for missile defense and stuff like that, which we already have shit up there. But we also want it for the rare earth minerals and stuff like that. So we also want that.
Africa's got 1.6%,
which I have to
so
disagree.
Australia and New Zealand, they got a lot. Asia, 3.6% of the population. Europe, 3. So America is dominating. So a lot of people in North America own a lot of cryptocurrency, which makes sense. But why is that? Is it because we're forward thinkers, hard worker, like money, already are pretty comfortable investing in stocks? You think that's?
Yeah, you think about like the difference, like the fundamental difference between China and like United States is like they have higher math scores and education scores and shit like that. But like we're different. Like we're like a ragtag group of immigrants who are like all about like starting businesses and new ideas. Like everything's like all things American cultures is worldwide. All the biggest companies are American companies. And Asia's more like totalitarian. Like you're gonna do this. This is your job. And we're like free minds and free thinkers here. So
how about South America? 6.6%. And one of the reasons why too, I think, is like it's so tough to live in South America.
Their currency's fucked.
Their current, like, dude, Venezuela, like the inflation is so high, the quality of life is so low in South America that it's probably an opportunity. Like, oh, I could put like $10 into Bitcoin or another token and make a lot of money. But I wasn't expecting that. 6.6. So what does that mean? The tweet says less than 4% of the global population holds Bitcoin, with only 3% of its adoption potential reach. So is our adoption potential 7% of the world? Before it's like mass adoption?
I mean, they think like adoption, like everyone's incorporating into like everyday life and stuff like that is only at 3%, but 4%, less than 4% own it worldwide, which I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah. So
early.
Yeah, you're early.
What do you think that we get to? There's no way that we ever get to 100% of people own cryptocurrency.
I think 20% would be good. I think like a good top would be 20%.
Well, what percentage of the world has any money at all, right? Cash, coins, credit cards.
Well, I was thinking about crypto is that you can come from anywhere and just buy Bitcoin. Your currency will, there's some sort of thing to convert your currency from whatever your nation is into crypto, and you don't need a bank. All you need is a wallet address.
All you need is a Wi-Fi address. Here's some Giga Chads at the White House Summit saying, celebrating American dominance in crypto with Saylor at White House Digital Assets Summit. Next stop is tokenization. And you can see Michael Saylor here with Vlad Tenev. Vlad Tenev went from being a very bad guy to being loved. He remember back in like the GameStop days, he was working with Wall Street to shut down his trading, which is pretty corrupt. And now he's one of the bros now.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember the whole Robinhood situation, man. That was nutty, bro. Because I remember when Elon Musk went on SNL and talked about Dogecoin, people were selling, and you could not sell, and that's why you need to fucking get it on a decentralized exchange, because decentralized exchanges, man.
Oh, you couldn't sell Robinhood?
No way,
down,
bro. It was down. Dogecoin dumped like
so corrupt, bro.
You could go, yeah.
It's so corrupt, but yeah, I mean, he built a really good platform. Robinhood definitely changed the game. That's like the normie platform, right?
Yeah.
Even back in 2020, 2021, like people were buying their crypto on Robinhood. It's just easy to use, right? It's a really, really good idea. But that's him with Michael Saylor. I think it's still bullish, the White House Summit, but obviously priced down. I mean, people are wondering in the chat, what are we doing with our crypto? All we can do right now is hold, right? Even though we were talking about this and buying Bitcoin at $15,000, pull up this screen right here. We're at $80,000. The chances that we go higher long-term than $80,000, in my opinion, are 100%, right?
Yeah.
Unless something crazy happens with Russia, Ukraine, but still we'll recover. So all you can do is hold. All you can do is show up. If you have money to buy the dip, now is a pretty good time to do so, in my opinion. But regardless, we're going to be keeping our eyes on this. I was offline all weekend. It was my buddy's 30th birthday in Miami, so I didn't really look at the charts, didn't look at anything that was happening, even on Friday. And, we'll take a closer live here, look at some technical analysis experts after the stream, see what they're saying. But there was a point. Is Twitter back up? Let me see if I can pull up a tweet from.
Not.
No?
No.
There's a good tweet from Blockchain Backer that I wanted to show. But we'll get that afterwards. We're going to find out what's happening with Twitter. It hasn't went down like once since Elon Musk. I feel like it could be.
It was my Wi-Fi this morning.
It could be like a DDoS attack on Elon.
I don't know if it's a DDoS attack. They'll probably do some update. It happens on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So there probably some big update going on. Something I don't know. Grok. You know what's crazy? I was watching. There was like a new Grok coin that was launched on Coinbase, but then Grok deleted all like the bullish.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna put something in where he can't do meme coin stuff because people are like, oh my god, Grok's bullish on it. You know,
it's crazy how taboo meme coins have got. Like now everyone's talking about meme coins. Joe Rogan talks about it on every single podcast episode.
Yeah.
I was watching the Antonio Brown. He went on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And he was wearing like the Dodgenal dog shirt.
Yeah.
Talking about meme coins. He had like a little script. He goes, so what do you think about crypto, Joe? He's like, reading this. What do you think about Buttcoin? What do you think about Dodgenal dogs? This shirt I'm wearing.
Why is he promoting it?
And he goes,
That's so
I'm
bad,
actually
dude.
talking about launching my own token. You can go to this website.ab and get your token now.
That's so bad, dude, to do that.
I know. Joe's
on
probably
somebody's platform.
I'd be
like that.
pissed.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's disrespectful.
It was funny. He dressed like the Tropic Thunder guy.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah. You can't do that anymore. You can't do blackface, right?
That's funny.
Unless you're Justin Trudeau.
I thought it was funny that he was on there promoting it, and Joe just like kind of he deflects really well, right? Like AB's like, I'm launching my own coin. Go to this website.ab.com. And Joe Rogan's like, Jamie, what you talking about? Like, just like totally deflects. But
yeah,
I mean, he probably got paid a lot of money, Hey, I'm going on Joe Rogan that reaches 25 million people.
$500,000 for sure.
$500,000 probably for each sentence that he said, right? Rocking that shirt, he probably got like 200K.
That's so disrespectful. I would never invite him back.
He'll never be invited back.
No, that's disrespectful. Bro.
No doubt. After that, it was pretty cringe too, because he's like reading from his phone while he's on the podcast.
No fucking shame. But I thought this was pretty interesting. It just goes to show, like, mass adoption is happening. When you think like, I got it right here. Just when you think like shit's slowing down, it's not. And we see small pieces of news like this every day, like this one. Thailand's SEC officially approves Tether's USDT as a compliant cryptocurrency, which is big because the dollar is the reserve currency. It's Big Daddy. It's recognized everywhere. Obviously, we don't know how Thailand's doing, right? They have the bot. But that's pretty cool. And another piece of news was Singapore's exchange to list Bitcoin perpetual futures. So like we're seeing like these small little stories like slowly over every day, and like it's one of those things that happens like slowly over time. So crypto mass adoption is starting to happen.
Yeah, it's just there's been so many we should honestly do it. We should really calculate all the bullish things that have happened in 2025 so far, right? All of the court cases being dismissed by the SEC, the White House bull posting, the strategic reserve in Bitcoin, a strategic reserve being signed, a digital asset stockpile, all these chads going to the White House, for a meeting. There's been a lot of bullish news in 2025, but people just care about one thing. That's what I'm learning. People really do care about one thing, and that's price go up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought this was pretty cool. Check this out. So let me pull up my screen, my bad. So Cryptozar David Sachs makes a pretty good point. If my mouse wants to work, right here. So check this out. So White House So White House Cryptozar says public has lost out on over $17 billion in Bitcoin value. So David Sachs, the White House Cryptozar, said Friday that the taxpayers have lost out on over $17 billion in value because earlier administrations never took advantage of Bitcoin already in the U.S. government's possession. Quote, over the past decade or so, the federal government has come into the possession of roughly 400,000 Bitcoin through civil and criminal asset forfeitures. Sachs said in an interview on ABC News, senior White House correspondent Selena Wang on Friday, quote, we've had this very ad hoc strategy where we just sell the Bitcoin, sort of almost willy-nilly, and we sold about half of it. We only made about $400 million. Today, that Bitcoin would be worth around $17 billion, so the taxpayers lost out on over $17 billion in Bitcoin. I thought that was interesting too, because I think it's more than just, hey, let's hold this Bitcoin. It's like other people in government, they want to sell it too, especially at the time when, Silk Road was popular, when, pretty much all things in the media were negative towards Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be dead, especially after the FTX situation. So, just wants the government to buy and hold.
Yeah, I think that we have 200,000 Bitcoin. I was listening. They don't really know, like it's owned by a lot of agencies, right? Like the CIA, the FBI, the SEC, like all these different. So what they're trying to do, the reserve, is just to put it all in one little holding, right?
Exactly,
put it all in one wallet to hold it there and never sell it. But I think I really think that's probably the most bullish news that we can ever have in the crypto space. Besides the government saying we're going to buy 10,000, Bitcoin per day, every day. Just the fact that they hold 200,000 Bitcoin and will never, ever sell that Bitcoin. That's
bullish. I mean, Trump didn't sound too bullish on that, but
I don't think we've always said it. I don't think he's ever known that much about it. He's a set dude. How old is he now? 72, 74?
Yeah.
Bitcoin is like, it's not his era, right? And think about how much shit he has going on.
Yeah,
he has a team.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably not well versed in much of the stuff. I think he probably takes a pretty good understanding of the wars, right? Russia, Ukraine. I think he probably takes a pretty good understanding of the economy, right? Tariffs. I mean, do we really, do you really think that those are his idea wholly, or does he have a team that's kind of advising him of how it could work?
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
There's only so much that one man can do and be like completely competent in. And like, even when he gave his talk at the Bitcoin conference in, it was in July, I think, whenever it was, July of last year.
Teleprompter.
Yeah. And he said certain things like he didn't even know that Gary Gensler was a bad guy, you know?
He probably did. He doesn't like regulation. SEC just goes after more people than crypto, you know? But check this out. This is the full statement from David Sachs.
Well, it's helpful because it creates a long-term strategy to maximize the value of digital assets already on the federal government's balance sheet. Just to be clear, we're not buying any Bitcoin that we didn't already own. Over the past decade or so, the federal government has come into the possession of roughly 400,000 Bitcoin through civil or criminal asset forfeitures. And we need a strategy to deal with that. Over the past decade, we've had this very ad hoc strategy where we just would sell the Bitcoin sort of almost willy-nilly. And we sold about half of it. We only made about $400 million. Today, that Bitcoin would have been worth over $17 billion. So the American taxpayer lost out on over $17 billion of value because we never had a long-term strategy. So the truth of the matter is we should have had a strategic Bitcoin reserve much sooner. If we had done it a decade ago, we would have made a lot of money for the American people. The question now is, what do we do with the remaining Bitcoin on our federal balance sheet? We think it's around 200,000 Bitcoin. I say that we think because the truth is no one has conducted a proper audit to date. So one of the things that President Trump's executive order does is direct an audit across the government so we can get a true and accurate accounting of how much of this asset we actually have. But with regard to whatever is there, we want to store it for the long term. We believe that it has value. It's the most widely accepted digital asset in the world. It's often compared to digital gold, and you can think of the reserve as creating a digital Fort Knox for this digital gold.
Nice.
He's good, bro.
He's good, yeah.
Well spoken and just clear and concise, right? But that's a perfect guy to be the crypto czar, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty admirable that he sold all of his cryptocurrency before accepting this position.
Allegedly. You think he did?
I think he did, yeah.
For sure?
I think he's already got.
Oh, shit, we're back up. Are we back up now?
X is back up?
Is X back up now?
Let's see.
We're back. Okay, maybe they just. Oh, now we're down again.
Let's see what is. So he is the PayPal founder. Accept all. Why not?
Now we're still down.
What's his net worth? Let's see what his net worth is. He's South African. Yeah, I think he sold it all. This is him. Nice looking family. How much is he worth? Wow, look at him back in the day with Elon. That's crazy.
Yay, David.
So he founded PayPal. Now he's the crypto czar. That's a high pressure situation too, right?
Yeah.
Like we feel high pressure because we make videos and some people buy in because I saw your video on Pepe, Rodney. What the hell? But it's like this guy,
scammer.
This guy's running.
Scammer.
This guy's running it. But I think it is admirable that he sold all of his crypto allegedly, but I think he did before taking this position. So there's no conflict of interest. But I think it's a long-term game.
Yeah.
It's not something that's going to happen overnight.
For sure.
This is a long-term game. They're trying to, make America the crypto capital of the world.
Yeah.
But Donald Trump is doing some stuff long-term, like these tariffs. It's hurting us short-term. Have you seen the rumors that he's trying to somewhat put the economy into a recession?
Well, yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't because he wants the Federal Reserve to lower. He wants them to lower interest rates. But
are they going to?
I don't know. We'll see, but they might. I think they're probably gonna have to. But the thing is, with this whole tariff situation, it's like, man, you just don't know. You just don't know how this is going to affect the economy because in the grand scheme of things, it looks good, but the short term and people are not long-term thinking. They don't give a fuck about a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. They want now, me, I, especially in the crypto space. And we see it a lot on our timeline. If the market's red, everybody's freaking the fuck out, calling you a scammer, and bull runs over, but when it's pumping, oh, we're back. You know what I mean? And so we elected the guy, you got to believe in the guy. And if he thinks something long-term is going to work out, I'm going to believe in him and put my trust in him.
Yeah, me too. Or we'll see what happens, but crypto's not done. The bull run, technically, when you look at what categorizes the bull run, it hasn't started. People always hate when I say that, but it actually is true. It hasn't technically started when you look at what characterizes the bull run. And I guess we should have known. I mean, a lot of us, myself included though, right? Everything was so bullish leading into Inauguration Day. We thought we were just going to pump. But then we didn't really counter that Donald Trump was going to impose these tariffs and what it would do to economies and what other countries would do to us and kind of the fear, plus World War III. What are the three main things? What up, Jarl? What are the three main things you think that
Gennaro.
are keeping the price down right now?
War is not ending, and that could escalate to a major world war. Tariffs and inflation.
Inflation.
I'd say, yeah.
I mean, he kind of did, inherit not really the best situation.
No, you got to fix it. It's going to take a while to fix it. People, because you see all the mainstream media, the price of eggs has not gone up. Like they're like, it's like he's been in the office for 40 fucking days.
Yeah,
let the man cook.
Yeah,
and the thing is, like, they're not even going to let him cook because they're going to push back on every single thing. If you're an American person, you need to know exactly where every single penny that you're paying in taxes goes. Every single penny, you need to know where that's going. And people think this is a problem. It's not a problem. We need to know where our money's going. And most of the American people agree. It's like, it's your money. Don't you want to know what it's being funded? Don't you want to say and what it's funding? Or are you do you want it to go overseas to help fund a war? Probably not. Do you want it to go to some fucking weird ass thing? They're just like transgender rats and guys getting circumcisions in other countries. And not even that. It's like all kinds of other shit. Like, you want to know exactly where every penny is going. And the American people have the right to know that.
Absolutely. This is a good point here from Moonship. FUD. That's the word that we hear a lot. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yep.
U is for uncertainty. And there is a lot of uncertainty right now, right? Yeah. I feel like in November, December, January, there was a lot of clarity. Like we have Donald Trump in office. He's going to save crypto. And then now after he's been in office, there is some uncertainty. So that is a good point right there. Only time will tell, and only time will heal us, I think is what Hovey's leaning at there. But what's funny is how people don't see the OG PayPal Mafia.
We saw that, yeah.
Elon, Jeb McCabe, founder of XLM, Chris Larson, founder of XRP, David Sachs, crypto czar. How bullish is that? I didn't really realize that. I saw David Sachs. So Jeb McCabe is the founder of XLM. Chris Larson, we know him, founder of XRP. So the original PayPal Mafia, hence why I think maybe they could have been Satoshi.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And I remember when David Sachs was chosen, everyone's like, oh my God, it's just because Elon's friend. Or maybe that's true, but maybe he's competent. Maybe just a competent rock star that is going to get things done for the crypto space. And that's how I think that's how everybody should look at it. Yeah, it's a PayPal Mafia for sure.
I mean, when you build something like PayPal, you probably have a good understanding of how to build and how to work with money. Pretty good. So David Sachs doing a good job. We shall see. White House Summit. I think, what's the chat think, guys? What do you guys think about the White House Summit? Was it bullish or bearish? Obviously, don't talk about price. I understand the price went down a little bit after they announced it.
It's obviously bullish.
It has to be long-term bullish.
Gennaro says, what did we buy? I'm gonna dip my guys. I'm looking at Arrow. So Arrow's the number one decentralized exchange for Base. I like it, even though I use Uniswap anyways. But yeah, that's a good one, especially if Base starts to run again. Do we get more Base runner meme coins, or just Brett it?
That was the Grok one, right? Wasn't Grok?
How did it do? Did it dump yet?
Grok was Base. I think it's like an $8 or $9 million market cap. At least that's a tweet that I just saw. Can't pull it up. But Base didn't. Dude, Base had so much potential, and it still does long term.
It does, yeah.
But that was the one where, like, when everyone was like, Base is next. What happened?
Well, we noticed from Base, and we met Jesse Pollock, cool ass dude, like the lead developer. The thing about Base is, like, they're not focused on meme coins. Solana is like all meme coins. Base is focused on bringing the world on chain, and mostly do like point of sale, and then using like USDC and stuff like that. Like, Base is more a concern with bringing people on chain. It's a long-term strategy, where you see Solana way more focused on meme coins and pump fund and being degenerates and stuff like that. Like, I can't get there. Even the Jelly guy, wasn't it? Like, didn't like one of the Solana devs like come out and make a post about that or some shit?
Right away.
Like, so like they're not interested in
before their live stream.
Yeah, which is fine, because there's a market for that, right? For the degeneracy in the space. But Base is not focused on that. But one thing I will say about Base is that Jesse Pollock says, like, hey, more shots on goal is better for the space, which means more meme coins. He understands how important they are, how much volume they bring are good for the space. And that's the reason why Ethereum's not doing well, is because NFTs are gone, pretty much. No one's launching meme coins on Ethereum anymore. It's all Solana. That's why Ethereum, in my opinion, that's why Ethereum hasn't done the numbers we thought it was going to do.
We're kind of this weird, like, holding position,
Yeah.
But, like, I think that everyone needs to just zoom out a little bit. Pull this up again. Like 80,000. I mean, ETH has been underperforming tremendously, but let's just look at the top four, right? The top five. $80,000 Bitcoin, $2,000 ETH, which it has been underperforming. It's been one of the worst performing altcoins this cycle, but still up from its all-time high, double from what it was, $1,000. But we're down 50% from its all-time high this year, which was $4,000.
Crazy, right?
I have no answer for ETH. I can't The only thing I can think of is that whole narrative that you've been talking about, where the ETH killer, right? There's just a lot of good competition, right?
Yeah.
A lot of money from Ethereum flooded into XRP, a lot of money flooded into BNB, a lot of money flooded to Solana, Avalanche, HBAR, Tron, Litecoin, Sui, and these weren't really. Some of these were, but most of these weren't really big players back in 2021. I'm still bullish on ETH. I mean,
Yeah.
And I also, one of the reasons I'm most bullish, one, because ETH is just a dominant token, right? It's the best layer one blockchain, the most used, widely adopted, can process the most transactions. But two, the Trumps put in hundreds of millions of dollars. And they're gonna. How about that Eric Trump tweet?
Yeah.
Did not. Yeah, he's like, one, buy the dip. Two, now is a good time to buy ETH, in my opinion.
Womp womp.
Thank me later.
Well,
long term, it will be a good tweet.
Think about like that whole tweet is like that's gonna resurface when ETH starts to pump. Like, oh, I told you guys, like, but in the short term it'll dip,
Jannar says, have you seen Crash's hot takes on Bitcoin? What do you think? I have not.
I have not.
What are they? Can you tell us? Because we can't even pull up Twitter right now.
He better not be dunking on Bitcoin. Crash needs to chill.
Is he dunking on it? He's saying it's going over? It's going under? Not right or is he just bullish on Monero? Yeah, I think he's just bullish on Monero. I bought Monero because he tweeted about it.
Because privacy.
He was just like, hey, Monero is going to outperform Bitcoin by like 30x over the next 10 years.
A bunch of altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin.
I bought it because of his tweet. I mean, Crash is like, he's led me in the right direction, I think 99% of the time.
I don't think that's a hot take, by the way. That's not a hot take.
Nah, I mean, if he's saying Bitcoin's going to zero, that's a hot take. But if he's just saying, I'm buying Monero, it's going to outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's just, he could be right.
Like Solana will probably outperform Bitcoin.
Yeah, there's a lot of tokens that will, right? Because I mean, Bitcoin's the number one token by market cap.
Like $1 million Bitcoin, just a 10x. Well, not right now, but like 13x from
womp
now.
womp.
Yeah, exactly. Like we could see ETH doing more than that. We could see Solana doing more than that. We could see Monero doing more than that. So Pepe is going to outperform Bitcoin, I bet.
We hope so.
Hope so.
Yeah. We hope so. We hope for a recovery. But that's probably it. Anything else that we got to cover today?
I think did X go back up?
I don't know. X is it hasn't been working for me the whole time. Let me see if X is up one last time. I think it's a massive DDoS attack. We like the conspiracies.
He does, yeah.
No, it's not loading. I don't think people can watch it on X. There's people on X though. Jake, are you sleeping? Yawning on live stream shows you're tired.
SB.
I
haven't eaten.
That's not Jake. That's Rodney.
Yeah, I was training. I
don't think I yawned, but yeah, I'm definitely a little bit sleepy. Like I said, I was in Miami for my buddy's 30th birthday, and we got very little sleep, to say the least. So, but we had to come back on. That's the thing. That's the difference between me and Rodney. A lot of KOLs disappeared because of a mean tweet. We're hard,
back, baby.
We go hard in Miami. We still show up to stream for our boys.
Go to Miami, but
even when the live streams are down, but we'll call it there, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, someone said that's the black Jake. Yeah, Jake. But we'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just saw him say, pull it up. We'll end with that comment. I just saw him say he wouldn't buy Bitcoin at 100K. I don't know. That's wild to me.
But Crash he's an actual trader.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like the upside. He doesn't think the upside's good enough for him to get in on it. That's what Crash thinks. It doesn't mean Bitcoin's not going to pump. It just means that when he's looking at X's, like, and Crash is actually a really good trader. He's saying the upside's not better than Monero, which I agree with.
Yeah, he's probably right. Art said it best. We have a merch dropping soon, guys. That should be live this month. Did we talk to them yet? We got to get it going.
Not $100. By $100, that's stupid.
Wait.
He wouldn't buy Bitcoin at $100.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, that's stupid.
He would. But I think he's just also a good marketer. He's like trying to prove his point. But merch dropping soon. We'll be back 11 a.m. Eastern, guys. Hopefully X is back up and running today. Crypto Twitter needs it back. We need our fix.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys there. Hopefully higher prices tomorrow. We'll keep you guys updated.
Peace.
Peace in the Middle East. Bye.
Grab some elbow grease.